Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe before you leave, and if you're a returning subscriber, if you haven't already, hit that little bell down below for notifications on when I put up new videos. I upload twice a week. Wow, I really didn't take enough air to finish that whole sentence. I'm back today with a very off-the-cuff video, and I felt like it was just the most authentic thing to do because I do have kind of a big list of videos to record, but I just haven't been able to get my mind in the right headspace. And I figured, you know, one of the things that I'm always super adamant on doing them on this channel is being the most authentic version of myself. And with that being said, I wanted to really sit down today and let you guys know about the bad days of a self-love journey or what have you, like what that looks like for somebody who is very much perceived, you know, in my little bubble as somebody who's got the confidence, who is a confident person. Sorry if I'm scratching myself a lot. I have mosquito bites like crazy. I'm gonna get just straight into the video. I feel like there isn't much of a lead up that I can give. So why don't you guys grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get started. All right, so if you're new here, my name is Sarah Ann. I'm a 33-year-old fashion blogger slash body positive activist, all that good stuff. I would actually more classify myself as like a fat activist because I feel like the words body positivity kind of are, you know, a very digestible version of what I try to bring here and bring to this channel and to my social media and, you know, stuff like that, but that's a video for a different time. I feel like and have felt like in the past that as much as I love doing this and I feel very comfortable in this role of like giving people whatever advice I have and kind of helping people find their own journey in the self-love sphere, I also feel a little bit stressed, or rather scared, to show you guys things that I deal with behind the scenes and things that I have dealt with and the insecurities that I have and still have and I'm still struggling with, because I feel like in a lot of ways that like doesn't fully align with, you know, my brand per se, even though I don't necessarily want to call it a brand because I feel like I'm just like me, like I'm just trying to like, you know, put myself out there in just like an effort to be totally transparent, and I think also in an effort to make self-love or confidence or whatever you want to call it seem more tangible. I want to let you guys know about some things that I've been feeling as of late, and when I say as of late I mean like the last couple of days. It's just sort of been something that has been something I've struggled with and been something that's been on my mind, and maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm on my period right now, and that always leads to thoughts about feeling not so good. I always feel kind of gross when I'm on my period. I'm dealing with mood swings and, you know, all that stuff that nobody really wants to have to deal with, but it's taken me a couple of days to really like acknowledge those things that I've been feeling, and one of them being that I just haven't been in the best headspace about myself, and that's both physically and like emotionally. Apologies you guys, my camera died. I actually have no idea where it was, so I'm gonna just try and catch my train of thought again. But yeah, the last couple days with everything that's been going on, being on my period and etc., I've just been in this sort of headspace where I felt not so great about myself, and then as a result have felt like I couldn't really express it. I couldn't really share it with anybody except my closest, most personal friendships. And it's led me into this place of being like, wait a minute. If I'm only sharing the realities of like the days that I feel like I'm on top of the world, that I feel like I look amazing and I feel amazing, and I never really portray or talk about like the times in which I just really don't feel very good about myself, which is like right now in this moment, then I feel like I'm not really giving like a proper representation of what it is to be confident and build confidence and even go searching for confidence yourself, because even though I definitely would agree in a lot of ways that I have confidence in myself, there are still so many other aspects that I am slowly working on through therapy and through like other means, and I just wanted to like share that with you and let you know like that is existing for me. And I want to also tell you the things that I've been doing to kind of counteract that, and the thoughts that I've had and the things that I've done. And I'm lucky to have a really good support group and also have, you know, experience doing things like life skills coaching and stuff like that, which has also kind of helped me like get a little bit of like a formula that I can use when I feel this way. So if you're in that headspace now, for instance, or you've been in that headspace sort of recently or whatever, the first thing that I do when I feel that way is acknowledge the feeling. And the things that I try to like suppress, more often than not, they will keep coming up, keep nagging at me until they become something that's so overwhelming and so big that I end up just kind of having like a little bit of a breakdown about it. And that's obviously not where I want to go. And I kind of had that feeling yesterday when I was just like alone with myself. I had had a really busy day, so I was able to ignore a lot of the things that I was feeling until like finally had a moment where I was sitting down by myself and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm like gonna have an anxiety attack right now. And sure enough, the thing that helped me calm myself down was getting on FaceTime with my best friend and just literally blurting it all out. And I also want to make it known that for me, confidence isn't strictly just about like the physical aspect. It's also about like the emotional aspect and like the mental aspect and all that good stuff. Acknowledging that I feel that way and then also expressing to whomever that that's the way that I'm feeling, it's like instant relief. Because when it comes to things like anxiety or insecurities or what have you, oftentimes the thing that you're feeling is just something you very, very quickly need to have someone like reassure you about. Oftentimes in my case, like the things that I might be feeling insecure about are things that I can very easily get someone to reassure me about or talk to me about, and I can feel a lot more at peace. And to hear from my best friend, she doesn't just love me because of this confident person that I can be, but she loves me for the whole package, and she loves who I am and, you know, all that other stuff. It made me feel like those low moments I was having wasn't going to push people away from me or make people feel like they didn't want to be around me anymore. Also, things that maybe I need to be talking about more to give less power to. And I don't know why we do these things. I don't know why, at least speaking in my experience, I do these things every single time. I convince myself that, you know what, I'm not going to share it with people. I'm going to pretend it's not happening, because to explain, to tell people that I'm feeling insecure, to tell people that I'm having these thoughts will only make people feel less about me. But I have had people kind of retreat from me when they discover that maybe I have my own set of insecurities and things that I still need to work through. So it's nice that now I've kind of surrounded myself with people who are committed to making me feel like they love me and they appreciate me for my whole package, and that feels like so nice. It's you guys too. Like I really can't stress enough how much you guys have helped in almost every single situation where I've felt nervous or scared to share that like I also experience anxious moments or insecure moments. And every single time you guys have just like welcomed me with open arms and told me that that's something that you really appreciate that I do. And I need to remember in those moments that it's more powerful and more rewarding for me to just acknowledge what it is that I'm feeling and what I'm going through. That's the thing that is going to give me the most benefit at the end of the day, you know? So if you're in that situation, that's a very long-winded way of saying if you are in that situation right now and you're scared to tell someone how you're feeling, or you're worried nobody's gonna wanna listen, I promise you that just expressing to somebody, even if, and in a situation where maybe you really don't even have someone that you feel safe enough to do that with, I started journaling and it helps so much to just kind of get those feelings physically out of me. It feels very therapeutic to like write it and put it like pen to paper and really feel a little bit like I'm releasing it, or visit those feelings in a way that is very safe to me, you know? One of the things that I have been feeling a lot of lately, and this is just, you know, because of the fact that I've gained some weight, with quarantine happening, I'm not really doing many exercises and all that. So I've gained some weight, and I've definitely gained it like in my face. And, you know, there's been times where I've like looked at pictures and stuff, and there's always that like slight part of me that's like, ooh, I can see it. I can see the weight gain. I just want to let you know if that's in the place that you're at, or if you're looking at a body part of yours that is bigger than you want, or you're praising a body part of yours, or looking at somebody else who might have like a thin face or thin arms or thin something. It is not our fault that we are conditioned to look at thinness as the ultimate way to be. We have so many years of conditioning that leads us to believe that being thin or having a thin body type is the most desirable body type, is the most desirable shape. And it is impossible to do this whole self-love thing without having to deal with those thoughts that come up. And as I can say, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm a veteran in this industry right now. I've been doing this for like 10 years. I still have those moments. I still have those moments where I'll look at myself, whether I've gained weight, whether I've lost weight, and I have that instinctual thought of, oh, I'm a little bigger than I want to be. My face is a little fatter. That is years and years and years of conditioning to make me believe, and to make you guys believe, that that is the way that we should be, that we should always be striving to lose weight, and we should always be striving to be thinner. And that is just not something that we are responsible for. That is something that we have to fight against, and to fight against that takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and that's why we really can't do it alone. And I really don't think that anyone who talks about confidence in any capacity should ignore the fact that these thoughts are so ingrained into us that we have to be vocal about them, and we have to let people know that those are things that we're going to have to fight along the way. And maybe you've had them yourself, and maybe you're thinking somehow you failed at the self-love thing, because shouldn't you just like look at fatness and thinness as equal and not praise thinness as like the ultimate way to be? But like, that's not our responsibility. That's not something that we ever chose to hear. Just imagine how different it would have been if what was the promoted an ideal body type was fatness. We would be feeling the same way about thin bodies. And if you look at our history of the world, there have been so many different body types that have been praised as the ideal body shape. And yeah, fatness was one of them for like a really long time. And that's why I think it's super important to have like a support system near you and people around you who in their better headspace days can remind you like, that doesn't mean diddly squat. It's just kind of what we've been spoon-fed, and that's something that we actively have to work against. So I think that recognizing that and knowing that like it's not your fault that you feel that way, and giving yourself kind of a break is really important. I think it's super powerful to have a completely different message out there that's accessible to us, because I definitely didn't have that as a kid. And I remember, oh, it was incredibly hard to feel beautiful. I didn't feel beautiful like at all. As I sit here and I say all this to you, I want you also to know that it's absolutely fine if you are just in a headspace where that's what you're gonna feel. I think it's also really important to sit with that and feel those feelings, because guess what? When you allow yourself to feel those feelings, there is clarity on the end of that, and there's understanding for what is coming up, and there's a lot that I'm able to release when I just allow myself to have an off day. And yesterday was kind of an off day for me, as I mentioned. I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm not fighting this anymore. I'm gonna feel what I'm feeling. I'm gonna feel sorry for myself, and I'm gonna hope that my brain does what it needs to do, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna feel a little bit better. Did I wake up this morning and feel a little bit better? No. Do I feel a little bit better right now after talking about this? Yeah, I do. One of my biggest things is I can glorify the past a lot, and I can look at like my old photos or what have you and always just been like, that was peak cuteness, that was peak confidence. And just remember that in those moments, I could very well have been feeling the same way. And I might even look back at this video at some point. So, hey, future Sarah, I might look back at this video at some point and think, oh my God, I was peak cute here, and I looked amazing, and I was, you know, in such a good headspace or whatever, because we often forget where we were even a couple months ago and how different things were for us a couple months ago. Anyways, I think I'm gonna kind of start wrapping this video up. It's getting dark and I'm really cold. I decided to wear this dress for this video because it's like, I need to feel good about myself right now, and this is one of my sexiest dresses, and that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm freezing. I just want to leave you guys with this. If you're feeling that way about yourself, try the things that I've mentioned, and also try just acknowledging that we're all there. We've all been there. I've been there. And that's okay. And that's all just part of the journey. I promise you that's all part of the journey. I keep saying this and I will keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. Confidence isn't something that once you have for life. It is something that we constantly, and I mean constantly, have to work at. And that's why I genuinely feel like working towards loving yourself is so much harder than just losing weight and all that stuff that society tells us we need to do. Because guess what? Even when you lose the weight, you're still gonna feel insecure about yourself. And how do I know that? Because I've been there so many freaking times, and I never had confidence in myself. I never had the courage to really look at who I am, no matter what size I am, and think, what would happen if I just started to look at myself through maybe the eyes of someone else? Or what would happen if I just started to look at myself with the same way that I look at other people in my life, with that love and that kindness? What would come out of that? And if there's anything that you do before leaving this video, I want you to go to the comments right now and I want you to list 5 things you like about yourself. I mean, I've been asked to do that before, and sometimes that seems like an impossible task, but I promise you there are 5 things. I want you to sit there and I want you to wait and I want you to come up with 5 things, and I don't want you to leave until you've listed 5 things that you like about yourself. That can be physical things, that can be emotional things, it can be anything. 5 freaking things that you like about yourself. I'm gonna start before I go, because I need that right now. And 5 things that I like about myself. I really like my loyalty. I love the people that I love, and I am committed to them, and I'm committed to being a part of their lives no matter what, and helping them and supporting them. That is something that I care very deeply about. And once I love you and once you are in my circle, I will love you forever. And that is super important to me. I love I love my boobs. I think I have amazing boobs. Like, I think I'm probably my boobs' biggest fan, to be entirely honest with you. I love my thighs. I think my thighs are really cute. Oftentimes when I'm just like sitting like this on the bed, I'll look at my thighs and think like, oh, those are some nice thighs. I love that I can be a very like energetic, spirited person, like when it comes to like partying or going out, when we could go out and go dancing, when it came to that. I love that I'm able to get out of my head and just like be free and feel the music, because that's something that I struggled with so much. I used to see people do that all the time and I was super jealous. I love my sense of humor. I think that I can be pretty funny. Maybe I don't feel comfortable like being funny with everyone, but I think that I can be pretty funny, and I love when I'm able to crack a joke and make someone smile and make someone laugh. It makes me feel super good about myself. And as much as I might have a hit or miss relationship with this, I do really like my lips. I think my lips are super unique, and they make me me, and for a long time I didn't love that there was a huge size difference, but I actually think it's really unique to me, and it's something that I have learned to love quite a bit over the years. All right, I'm pretty sure that was 5. Yeah, that was 5. Anyways, this video has been super long. As I said, I'm freezing right now, so I need to go put on more clothes. I will see you guys next time though. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot, and I really love having these open, honest chats with you guys. I will see you guys next time though, so don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday, and new blog posts every Tuesday and every Thursday, Friday, and I'll see you next time.
I should ever let you go. Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up, no, I don't wanna wake up.